Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ron Wallace here with Ballin' Down South Sports Network here with another episode of the interview. I can tell you this, the person that I have on today is coming back home in the Baldwin County area here in the state of Alabama. He went to Nicholls State, played football there, was a 3-year starter and a captain, and a two-time All-Conference and Offensive MVP. I can tell you, folks, he has a lot of coaching history under his belt already as a young man. I can tell you this: he's coming from Nicholls State. He's coached on that realm. He's coached in the high school level, and he's coming. He wanted to come back home here to Baldwin County. I can tell you, you guys should know exactly who he is. Let me introduce you guys to the new Elberta basketball boys coach, Marcus Washington. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing pretty good in yourself, coach.
I'm doing pretty good, Coach. Man, nice weather out here today in Baldwin County. But where are you at right now?
Right now I'm in Lillian, Alabama. This is my hometown. This is where my family's from. I went to Elberta Middle School. I also went to Foley High School. So definitely just excited to be back home. It's probably one of my first times being back home for this long in almost a decade.
Well, Coach, it's good to have you here on the Ball and Down South Sports Network. Congratulations on the new job over at Elberta High School with the new boys varsity basketball coach. Hats off to you. Talk a little bit
Thank you.
about talk a little bit about when you were in high school over there at Foley. Some of the things you were able to accomplish.
Okay. At Foley High School, I came in. We had just moved down. My dad was in the military, so we had been traveling all my life. So he was getting ready to retire. We finally moved down. Spent 2 years at Alberta. Enjoyed my time at Alberta Middle School, and then once I got to Foley High School, it was just exciting because I still had my brother still in school. This is still the era when you got Julio Jones, you got Robert Leslie, you got DJ Fluker, you got some big time guys, and I'm the baby out of that bunch. So definitely, it was exciting because we're all related. It's exciting being on a team when you have family everywhere, and you have family showing up to those games, and you have family inside that building. So it was exciting just being here. I played almost every sport that I could think of that I felt that I had a chance at. Then I also joined a bunch of organizations. Made sure I was in honor society. Made sure I was on the chess club. Made sure I was in band. Just kind of making sure I networked different opportunities for my life. So I definitely enjoyed it, and I definitely appreciate Foley for everything they did for me.
Now, did I hear you correctly? You said you were in the chess club.
Yeah, I learned how to play chess in Alberta. That was seventh, eighth grade in social studies class. So they teach you how to play chess there, and I just fell in love with it. And I kind of translate that into my game, especially on the basketball court. It's not checkers, it's chess out there. It's a mind game for the coaches. We allow our players to play, and they show. So definitely, I took that through college. And I definitely put it into my coaching aspect too, because it's definitely going to be a mind game throughout the entire time. It's not just got get out there and let your players play. You got to be that kind of control over them to make sure you put them in those right positions.
Now, I know your senior year at Nicholls State, you had an injury, and that kind of pretty much ended your athletic career. What did you do after that?
So I tore my ACL halfway through my senior season. I was on pace to be number one in rushing yards, number one in touchdowns, break a few records. And once that stopped, my mind didn't stop thinking about football. My mind didn't stop thinking about my team, because that's the first thing I learned. I actually played quarterback in high school, and my coach came to me and was like, "Look, we have a better opportunity with you at running back." And my answer is, "All right, whatever you need me to do, coach. I'm here for the team at the end of the day." So once I finished there, I had some young guys that were behind me at running back, and I just took that time to kind of put them in the right position. Because you don't have to be the fastest, you don't have to be the strongest, but if your mind works at the ability that it's supposed to, you can always get on the field. So that was one thing that just kind of led me on to kind of being a mentor to my teammates, and my coaches definitely noticed. And then I ended up being a recruiter. I was the coordinator of minority recruiting for the university for 2 years, and that allowed me to travel around the entire Louisiana, and also kind of recruit for our amazing university. So after that, I just got into coaching, and it was just a big deal in my life right there.
Now, after that, you went to a couple of high schools in Louisiana and other places. Talk a little bit about how that was your first coaching in high on the high school level.
My first coaching job was with one of my actual teammates. He was actually another running back as well, which not many people would think running backs are going to be best friends because we're competing for the same time. We're competing for reps. We're competing literally for 4 years. But he was a guy. He was from the area, Jesse Turner. He played running back with me as well down there in Louisiana. He's currently the head coach at his high school, Ellender Memorial. So it was exciting getting there. He called me. He was like, "So you still recruiting?" I was like, I think this may be my last year recruiting. I said, I've been on the road for 2 years. I've done a lot. I've learned a lot in the submissions office. He was like, well, we got an opportunity over here to come coach. I was like, so we'd be coaching together, right? It's like, yeah. I said, I'm OC. You can coach running backs, quarterbacks, whatever you want to coach. So definitely coming into their coaching there. It was a high school where you had to give it everything you had every day. Those kids were coming from some pretty bad backgrounds. So it's a lot of time you have to be big brother. Sometimes you got to be your pops, and you just have to kind of mentor them, not just on the field but also off the field, because that's the biggest thing. Anybody can be a good athlete, but when you're a student athlete, there's a difference. So definitely just enjoying my time there. Took over a lot of different coaching responsibilities. I'm a guy. If I'm gonna go, I'm going 110%. So it was coaching football, being a special teams coordinator, also going over to head coach at JV, then getting the opportunity to coach some basketball there. Then all of a sudden, I got an opportunity to coach powerlifting, and then also going to track.
Wow.
So I felt like I was very well rounded, and I was able and I was willing to do whatever I had to make this school the best that I could.
Well, I can definitely say with that resume, you've definitely done this, done that. You've done quite a bit. So I know Elberta is definitely getting a very good coach out of you
Yes,
overall,
sir.
not just as a head coach, but as a mentor to those kids. So,
Yes, sir.
so now, what's your first plan of attack for Elberta High School? I know that the school is growing. They're now in 5A, so you're gonna have some good competition there. So the school is growing. What are some of the things they've done there at Elberta?
The school is definitely growing. We finally have all four grades. We got 9th through 12th grade now, so we're finally going to be competing on that varsity level. And as of now, we're out there football wise competing. Of course, you have the pandemic going on, so there's only so much you can do. But I think our head coach, the football head coach, he has done an amazing job of kind of gathering all his coaches together and setting a plan to where he wants to take this program as well. He has the right coaches that are behind him 100% to kind of push for that. Basketball wise, we well, once I get back in town and I can finally get my hands on my kids and also get into the building, I think it's going to be more on mental preparation right now and also physical preparation and skill and drill. Because I know as of now, if I can kind of show them and tell them exactly what I'm expecting out of you the entire season now, and we're in June, we're in July, we're in August. Once we come into ball game, you're going to know exactly what your coach is expecting. It's not going to have to be too much talking because you're going to know exactly because we've drilled this for months and months and months at a time. So it's just definitely exciting just to get there and kind of get those guys going in a different direction.
Now, have the pandemic has pretty much got the sports realm on lockdown, kind of lighten up a little bit. Have you had an opportunity to talk to any of the players that's going to be that's already on the roster from last season? Have you had a chance to talk to any of the players at all?
I haven't had a chance to talk to anybody just yet. I've just been approved for this job a few days ago, so I've been able to talk to the coaches and kind of get a kind of a grasp of who was on the team last year, exactly how we did last year, and the direction that we're pushing them in, so I can be acquainted and also on the same page as those guys because I don't just want to come in and just change
Yeah.
everything right now. And then it's a culture shock, and you don't know what's going on. I definitely want to kind of ease these guys into it, and then we're going 100 miles per hour.
Now, what are some of the things that you got that I know that you've been a physical person on the football field, but what are some of the things you can take from your college tutelage that you've learned and some of the coaching jobs that you've had to instill into the kids that you're going to be coaching?
Okay, I think the main thing is making my kids understand that we're student athletes, not athletic students. There's a big difference when you kind of switch those word plays around and you kind of play with those words because anybody can be an athletic student. You got 1,000, 2,000 kids in a school. You have plenty of athletic students that are in that building. but you don't have a
Right.
lot of student athletes. You don't have a lot of kids that are school first, second, because that's when you get to that next level. That's when you get to college. That's when you learn how to, maintain your money when you're in college. That's how you learn how to maintain a lot of stuff. So definitely, that's going to be my first goal, is making my kids understand that we're going to get our grades first. And if you can't get that, I don't know how I can trust you on the court if you're not willing to take care of your business off the court.
And we tell kids this all the time. It's student athlete for a reason. And without getting the grades, getting the books in the classroom, you can't participate in whatever sport it may be. I can tell
Exactly.
you this. Like I said, Elberta is definitely growing as a school. We're definitely looking forward for you guys to try to make some noise. Not seeing what kind of athletes you got down there yet, but if the redistricting down in Baldwin County
Yeah.
definitely has increased the student population there on the campus of Elberta. Definitely, we got to get Coach McDaniels on the network too. Can't leave him out.
Definitely.
He's at the him. I know he's new over there to Elberta. It's just new over there to Elberta this coming
Yeah.
season. I know you guys are definitely excited about that. And the principal, how has the principal? Have you been able to talk with the principal yet over there?
Well, with Coach Bailey, I've been knowing him definitely since I've been in school down in this area. He knows my family, he knows my parents and my grandparents. So definitely, it's kind of like coming back to a big family down this way. And he's excited. He couldn't wait to get me back on board. I've been trying my best to try to get home as much as I can over the past few years, but the timing just wasn't right. So now the timing was perfect. He offered that position for me, and he's been 100% support for me and my family this entire time through this time.
Now, Coach, we got to get your program. Got to get on Twitter, get on that social media. A lot of those college coaches definitely on Twitter.
Oh yes, sir.
I can, and in talking about college coaches, what is your stance about recruiting? You've been through it yourself, coming from high school, going to Nickel State. What would you tell a kid, trying to get to the next college level?
I would say find a college that fits you. Don't try to pick the best college out there because you feel like that's the one who's going to win a championship. Because you can win a championship and not play it down. You can win a championship and not play on the court at all. So you definitely, if you're willing to go to a school, make sure that they have your degree. Make sure they're going to benefit you not just on the court but in all aspects. Can I network and make my friends here? Can I make my best business opportunity with picking a degree that I want? And am I going to have an opportunity to actually showcase my talent? Because if you're not going to do that, then you're going to be traveling and try to transfer. And then now it seems like you're just fighting for a different cause. So definitely the main thing we're getting in college for is for that free education. I knew my parents couldn't pay for me to go to college. So I knew sixth grade, I had to have a plan because it was either you stay here, Lillian, Alabama. It's not too many jobs in this area. You either go do construction or you kind of way by the wayside. So definitely just telling these kids just to go out there and give 100%. Just give everything you got. And if you're not going to give 100%, no need to waste your time with it.
Now the state office has come down and put out some guidelines for you guys here in the state of Alabama about summer training and stuff of that nature. There's a lot of people putting together these showcases and stuff of that nature for basketball, even for football, lineman thing. Are you gonna let any of your kids be able to participate in some of those things?
Uh, for our kids, I know that's a big deal right now, especially going through the pandemic. I definitely would show my support, but I think that's definitely a big family thing. I definitely want our family involved as well and to understand some of these decisions that we're making. So if they feel that it's going to be comfortable for their kid to get better, and they need to go to some of these big camps and some of these things like that, I'm all for it. But if you're just willing to just learn, skill, and drill, that's why you got coaches for. We got a lot of coaches that can definitely help you out. We got a lot of trainers around in the area that can help you out one on one. Because right now in the summertime, it's definitely to get better, your competition level, but also your personal level, your personal goals.
Well, folks, you guys have it. New Alberta boys varsity basketball coach Marcus Washington. Thank you for coming on the network today, Coach.
Yes, sir, and I appreciate you for having me.